I'm Jo from Jo Jumper, and welcome back to Toddler Tips. This is a place to help you thrive in toddlerhood and not just survive it. Today, I'm on the floor because we're talking about W sitting. We're going to talk about good sitting positions that you can notice and help your toddler really use. Okay, so let's talk about W sitting. I'm going to show you. You might not be able to see my face, but that's okay. W sitting is when the knees come together and the legs go on either side like this. Kind of forms a W. Now for your kiddo, they may be knees close together or their legs, they may come out. This is totally normal for your kids to do, okay? The reason why they do this is because it gives them more stability. They don't have a lot of those core trunk muscles, so they sit like this to give themselves stability. Now, it's pretty normal for them to move in and out of this position during play. That's okay if they sit there for a second as they're reaching or whatever. What we want to avoid is prolonged sitting in this position. So if they're sitting long enough like that, like coloring or something, leaning over, here's what I would encourage. The reason why we don't like W sitting is because it actually weakens the joint muscles, knees, and hips that can cause long-term problems as they grow and develop. And it just makes those muscles and joints weaker, and it stops them from developing those core muscles that they need to sit up. So that's why it's important, and the sooner we address it now, then the easier it's going to be as they grow. So here are some alternate sitting positions if you catch your child in the W. So number one is like a long sit, okay? So just legs out. Kids lips like this. You know, they can sit like this or put something in their lap to color or lean over, you know, things like that. The long sit with the legs out. Obviously, we know crisscross. This is probably really tricky for little ones at first, so I wouldn't push this position. You know, help them get into it, but especially for your littler ones, maybe that straight out, that long sit is probably better. Okay, so crisscross or our side sit, okay? So both knees are over to the side. They can lean over here. They can, you know, whatever. So all three of those positions are great for keeping the core trunk muscles engaged and not putting strain or pressure or weakening the hips and joints of your knees and all that stuff. So again, nothing to freak out about if you see your child roll into that W sit to get something, but if they're sitting there long enough where you notice it, then definitely want to be like, hey, why don't we sit with our legs out? Do a long sit, a side sit, or crisscross sit. And and that'll set your child up for success in their bodies as they grow.